that I'm the man and all the honeys love me. Never look at another man like he above me. If you want a problem, we can turn this thing ugly. Trust me, Carve never stress, dog, he's always to the next. Do it bigger than anyone claiming he the best. I'ma keep hitting till they give me my respect. Even then, I'm a beast till there ain't nothing left. Natural born leader, check out my demeanor. Every day a way to make my fingertips green. Don't believe in hate shot.
This episode is brought to you by The Snatch Bar, a private mobile bartending company based in Las Vegas, Nevada. Whether you need a mobile bar setup for your wedding reception or private in-home celebration, The Snatch Bar is able to bring the bar to you. In addition to mobile bartending services, The Snatch Bar is also able to offer custom mixology parties for groups of 5 or more. To learn more, visit www.thesnatchbar.com or on Instagram at @thesnatch_bar.
Definitely. I always say one of the biggest things entrepreneurs need is flexibility.
Oh, yes.
So in your business, talk about how that hits you on a regular basis. Have to be you've made a plan. You're a good businesswoman. You made a plan. You call, you checked everything twice. You talked to all your people. And still everything goes to hell the day of. How do you handle that?
I call myself the chaos whisperer, right? Because I've always had this thing to thrive under chaos, right? I never fluster. And, even calling, checking once, twice, 3 times on the day of, things can go south, but you have to handle it gracefully, right? And so, again, with the IT background, the agile framework is, continuous iteration, continuous improvement. So you're not going to stick to a plan. You always have to be prepared for when things are going south. How can you adjust with a smile on your face? Nobody else knows it's going south, right? And just keep pushing. So, I just apply most of my concepts from the IT framework, the agile framework.
Now you're interviewing yourself, because I was about to ask you, how does that background that you have fit with what you're doing? But that's you answered it right there, because it's kind of crazy. Somebody IT, a lot of people don't want to be around people as an IT. They pick that job so they don't have to be around people. And so here you are being around people all the time. I wanted to know that. I'm like, okay, how did she do that? But you do have that type of, temperament, bubbly, somebody good and fun to be around. It's called being interdependent. It's more sweeter when you choose to be dependent on somebody for a certain period of time. Look, I don't need you, but I'm letting that down to allow you to do something that I know I can do for myself. Right. That's when you know it's the love. Like, if you're dependent, it don't matter if it's love. It's like, hey, you got to be over here, because you might not eat if you ain't over here. But if you're good to go and I choose to be like that, that's a whole nother situation.
And that's power.
Yes, extreme.
That's what I try to tell women too. If I talk to them, the power is knowing when to let go. If you can learn when to let go, and even when he wrong, let him go.
Picking
Do
your
not
battles.
bail him out.
Picking your battles.
Don't bail him out. He'll figure it out. Just save your energy, because you guys gonna start arguing, and before you know it, you're gonna forget what you're arguing about anyway. So that's what I said. Don't bail him out. Just
picking your battles.
Let it go.
Bless your heart. Bless your heart.
Chapter, and it's an acronym. So soul is about self.
Yeah.
You got to ask yourself 3 questions. You got to read it to see the questions, but you ask yourself 3 questions about just self, man, to make sure that you're checking in with you.
Yeah.
Right? It starts with you no matter what. Even when you got children, you got to make sure you're good first in order to be good for them.
Yeah.
If you can't show up for you, you can't show up for them.
Love it.
You'll be depleted. The O is for others, to check how you are with others.
Yeah.
You make sure you good, but you got to make sure you good with others too, especially the people you love. And strangers, though, because a stranger will take you out.
You got that right.
But your loved ones will take you out, too. So you just got to make sure that you're good with other people and make sure that you're not too intertwined with other situations because it'll affect you.
Yeah, you're right.
It'll be somebody else's situation, but you take it
you
on.
up the wall.
Yeah, and it'll drive you up the wall. Worse than them, right? You is very important. You is unspoken truths.
Wow.
It's things that you know for a fact is true, but you still won't admit it.
Wow.
You know, when you get to that one, and these are only 3 questions each.
Yeah.
But they're put together particularly, specifically for these situations. You got to think about it, right? So the unspoken truth is going to challenge you. And when you do that part, be real with yourself.
Yeah.
Because when you get to the end after reading the inspiration, once you get to the end, you'll be like, damn, okay, I needed to answer your questions for myself.
Yeah.
You know, L is legacy, right? Legacy is now that's your children.
Yep.
You know, that's your business. That's your identity. What are you leaving for the world? What's gonna be lingering after you go?
Yeah.
It ain't all about the cars that you leave or the homes or the businesses. It's about you. What you as your person, your characteristics, your morals and values. What does that say?
What
about
you leave in them, not on them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, because now they're gonna take that and they're starting their journey. Now that you're gone,
Yeah, for sure.
You know, they're starting their journey with your perspective as well as theirs.
Yeah, carry on tradition. Love requires sacrifice, but also success requires sacrifice. And I think that you have come to that realization and you've come that understanding through your own fight.
Yeah.
What would you tell somebody now that's in the fight of their life? It might not be through cancer. It might be, you said you was estranged with your mom at one point. You had a relationship that didn't go. What would you tell somebody that's in the fight of their life right now?
You've got to have faith in yourself. If you know what you want, if you want that relationship with your mom, if you want to be in love, if you want to be an in-arena host, if you want to beat cancer, you have to know that you want that and work towards that. If you don't know anything else, know that. Bet on yourself. You know that you want those things. Everybody else in the world doesn't have to know that. And fight towards that.
Yeah.
Not the negative part of whatever's going on. We know life is going to life. That's regardless. And that's for everybody, no matter what it looks like.
You don't have to help it though.
Yeah, you don't have to help it. Do the opposite. Do the opposite. Because that's already there.
Yeah, you don't have to help it out.
What's the good part of that? You've got to find the silver lining. Find the golden ticket in whatever that is. I personally collect Funko Pops. I know that's crazy to some people, but I have like over 300 of these small figurines and boxes that remind me of nostalgic things that make me happy when I'm not on stage,
Yeah, I hear you.
That's something I'm like, I'm going to focus on that for some time just because I want to find cool ones. Like it could be something super small that makes you happy, That's something I would tell people. Know yourself. Yeah. And then you'll find everything else.
It's about your community. It's about solving a problem. That's one thing. Putting something somewhere where it isn't. Not like you just said, your brother got it, so now you got to have one across the street. You got to have one around the corner. Put something else that's not here. You just said it. You doing the food. Bring your brother over there to do the liquor. Bring somebody else over there to do the hookah. Now you got 3 people in your crew eating off of one idea. We can't figure that part out. I don't know what's the problem.
Because I get it. A lot of people don't know the differentiation between being rich and wealth. Yeah. Right? A lot of people chase richness. So when you chase richness, it tends to be like beyond greed. Yeah. But when you go for wealth, you build relationships. Yeah. And that's a different ball game. So relationships take time. Every relationship I have, I never met someone and within the next 2 days is like, come out and hang with us. These people feel you out. They want to know, because they also has a brand they got to protect.
You got that right.
You know what I'm saying? And who you affiliate yourself will show you who you are, right? So a lot of people don't know that. But you could blame the kids to an extent, but we got to call a spade too. In our community there, we grew up in the black and white world. Yeah. It's colored now. How I grew up, which I know you grew up the same way, you couldn't see your neighbor and walk past him without saying good morning, good afternoon, or good
not
evening,
even.
right?
Yeah.
Because if they tell your parents that, that's your ass.
Yep.
Right? Now, we grew up where a village raised us. Yep. Our pastors, or teachers, or parents, or aunts, even your older cousin. You have to show like a different level of respect for, right?
Definitely.
So these kids nowadays, even when I used to live in New York, I would frequently hear these kids talk to even their grandparents on the train.
Yeah.
Growing up, your grandparents is your most prized possession because you could never do wrong in their eyes.
You got that right.
So you never want to disrespect them. So these kids, they're being taught by what's in front of them, which is on the phone.
Yeah.
Or when they walk certain places of, if you do this, you could do that. If you give me 5, I turn it into 15. And, stuff like that. But to be an entrepreneur, it ain't for everybody because whatever you do as an entrepreneur, you got to love it.
Yeah.
You are not a chef, Camera. You are not a chef if you did not go to college. You are a cook. Now, somebody somewhere is going to say no because chef such and such is a big time chef and they did not go to culinary school. They have the training of working underneath chefs and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so they are a really good cook. And it doesn't, and
I love it. And there's nothing wrong with that.
And you can call yourself whatever you want. That's not you can call yourself whatever you want to call yourself. But a chef or a doctor, I can learn right now
how to
be
do
a doctor
everything
on TikTok or on YouTube or Google, but that doesn't mean that I am a doctor because I know how to do what doctors do. Yeah. So
a tracheotomy.
Yeah, no, you're not like, and I don't like to sound like that because I'm no hater.
No, I'm with you.
I believe there's a space for us all to thrive, but you have to respect the craft.
Yeah.
You just have to respect it. So the first thing would be go to culinary school. And you don't have to get a degree. You can do 6 months. Like they have certificates.
Okay.
And you will still be considered a chef.
Yeah.
Just go and get the paperwork. And the reason is it's going to separate you. Yeah. You're going to learn the differences. What's an aromatic? Do you know what aromatic is?
No, that's not my thing.
No, so that's what I'm saying. It's the terminology. It's learning the palettes. It's learning what mixes with this. Why we do that.
Not hurting nobody either, because you probably can hurt somebody. Yeah, so I'm with you.
Just go to school first.
I'm with you.
And then do it because you love it and not because you're chasing the dollar.
Being black in tech is an honor, because there's not much of us.
Love
and
it.
I'm hoping we can, being at Summer League, getting to meet more people and seeing how small it is, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's something, that we're all going to get into at some point.
Yeah.
Whether
you ain't got no choice.
Whether you like it or not, it's going to be a part of your life.
Yeah, you got to do it or you're going to roll over and just die in the corner.
You got to embrace it. So, enjoy it, embrace it, learn as much as you can. Read, but not just, tech books. Read, I like reading books on philosophy or, I like reading self-help books.
Yeah.
I read my tech stuff, read a little bit of everything, well-rounded. So, basketball is just a tool to sharpen your tech and stuff like that overall. So, just stay with it and don't be afraid, I would say.
One thing I would tell you is that you don't need to be Instagram.
Yeah, right.
And I want to tell black people that. We always see Facebook, Instagram, all these other people. You don't need what they need.
Right.
I can only imagine if you say, okay, Facebook or Instagram has, 5 million people a month. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. If you have 5,000 people a month paying you, your life has already changed.
Right.
So when you think about that, I'll tell somebody, stop thinking about it.
Yeah, right.
We have to learn how to run our own race.
Yes.
Their race is not our race.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying? So, and me being a business guy, what is your break-even analysis? Not their break-even analysis. Mm-hmm. If 5,000 is going to get you into profit, that's all you need to worry about.
Right.
Don't worry about 5 million or 50 million because they got it. That's their break-even analysis. When we get to that, because I was just talking about this with somebody about the awards. They just said at the time we were recording, not too long ago, they canceled the BET Hip Hop Awards and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I said it's because we're trying to compete with the Grammys.
Right.
We're trying to compete with these other people. Like, no, we should be happy we got our own thing. Yeah. And if 2,000 people show up, that's enough for our community. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. We got 13.5 million people here. Mm-hmm. We don't got nowhere near, out of 500 million people, it's only 13.5 of us.
Right.
No, I'm sorry, 13.5%. I'm sorry,
right.
Of the amount of people. So you got 13.5%. We don't need as much as you need to win. Mm-hmm, we still trying to get them though. Mm-hmm, we don't need as much.
Yeah.
If your little bodega got 500 people coming in there, you're winning.
Yeah.
But we like, nah, I ain't got 5,000.
I'm not McDonald's or.
I listen to places like EYL who, oh, you ain't got 200,000. You got $200,000. They ain't no money. If I drop $200,000 on Hooper right now.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
That's some money, right? That's going to change Hooper tomorrow. We got to stop listening to that. You know what I'm saying? We have to stop listening to that as entrepreneurs, as black entrepreneurs, because we can't never celebrate our wins because it always seems like it's not enough. What was some of the pushback that you got? Because I imagine, your husband wasn't the only one going into these boardrooms now or going to these rooms getting contracts. What was some of the pushback when you were the one going to talk to somebody?
It's interesting. To this day, when we interview technicians, I can always, how I make a hire? If they sit up straight and look at me. Wow. Because most of them will not look at me. They look at my husband. Wow. Or they look at all the other men in the room and they will not look at me. Wow. And to me, if you can't respect me and acknowledge me, how can I trust you to go and lead my legacy? Yeah, definitely. No. So, lots of pushback, lots of dismissiveness in anything that we deal with. Yeah. I really had to stand up straight. It's about how I present myself and say, hey, no, my husband and I are a great team. I call him a human calculator. And I'm more of the visionary. Yeah. I believe in culture and taking care of people. Yeah. And everybody that comes through our doors, hey, you got to be better than how you walk through this door. Yeah. So we work very well together. So once I start speaking, it's taken a long time for me to get the trust. But now I have it. And every once in a while I run into those rooms and I have to say, hey, look here, So it definitely happens still.
Oh no, in that type of field, I mean, I being in construction. You see women are coming into construction now. Women are coming into fixing cars. And it's amazing. My barber was a woman for years. I lived in DC for 7 years, and I had a woman barber. Knocking it out the park. She cut more than any of the guys. Yeah. What do you feel like the leg up or the advantage any corporation has that put a woman in the front?
Make sure I answer your question correctly. I think that women lead. We have empathy. We notice those attention to detail. That's a big thing in this industry. It's gruff and tough, right? They don't care about culture. They don't care about growth. They don't care about being clean. Yeah. So that was part of the business. I said, well, okay, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it my way. Yeah. And my husband was like, no, that's not how it's done. Well, it's going to change. So I think that's what women do. They come in, they put literally their touch on things, and it creates, it's a refreshing spin.
I think that women, I always want a woman around me because I believe you guys have a sixth sense. It's always a thing where, you see on tabloids or social media where they're using it to see if the man is cheating or something like that.
They know.
We know, that type of stuff. But when it's used for stuff for good, you can go so much further.
Absolutely.
Because we're very, very straight up and down.
Yes.
Black and white.
Sometimes you need the black and white and then it's balanced.
Exactly. Right? Exactly. So I always like a woman around in that space because I'm like, you can see stuff that I can't see. Yes. And when we think about that, it can work. And then you've had the job. You said you lost a couple jobs. You took the shot. You took the shot, and now you're knocking it out the park. So we have to highlight this whole lot more than just keep talking about the same rudimentary nonsense. Yeah. I'm over it. So I'm happy. I'm happy for you. Congratulations. Thank you. Now you say you about women, and I'm pro women. I love my girls. I love what y'all are doing. Y'all are knocking out the park. Y'all make us better, especially when we all work together. What advice can you give to a young woman who wants to get into your business if they didn't know about it, and just how to thrive as an entrepreneur, not a woman entrepreneur, but an entrepreneur?
Entrepreneur, if you want to get in my business, call me. I'll try to help you. If I cannot help you, I'll find somebody that can help you. I'll guide
Amazing
you.
Amazing answer.
I'll guide you because that's
amazing
what it's
answer.
about,
Straight to the point.
But it's straight to go to that straight to the source.
Yes.
As women, I think we have balls now.
Yes.
We have more balls, but sometimes we get so scared of that no. I mean, sometimes I have. Yeah. But I've learned. I've always been very daring. Yeah. I just don't give a fuck. Go
ahead. You're good.
I don't care, right? I don't. I care, but I don't care. But I feel like as women, we have to have that confidence. And I know it sounds so cliche, but we all do. Sometimes I don't have the confidence. Yeah. But then I snap out of it, right? Because I know, I think about the things that I've done or the things that I want. Yeah. I'm like,
there you go.
I want a lot of stuff. I want to go ahead and tell other women, look, you can do this. it's so cliche, it's so dumb, but you can.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done it. I mean, I'm not near close where I want to be, but yeah, go ahead and just go straight to the source.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, so Vanguardian Global, as you know, the root word is Vanguard,
Mm-hmm.
and actually is a military term
Mm-hmm.
that means in the forefront of movement and action.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So that's where I came with the Vanguardian. I am in the forefront of movement and action. So as I spoke on earlier, being the first to bring Usher to the Strip, you know, being innovative, being creative, being the risk taker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And being the one to just open the door,
Yeah.
you know, switch the lane, create the lane.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, that's always been who I was and am, you know, as a person. You know, everyone's going right, I might go left, you know. Y'all might go high, I might go low, I might go high.
Come
y'all
on,
might
Michelle
go low.
Obama.
You know what I'm saying? I made, you know, I'm big at taking risks.
Yeah.
You know, I know a lot of my friends would say that about me. They're like, Tasha, you're so innovative, or, you know, I would have never thought of that, right? I wouldn't have, you know, because of my experience in the rooms that I've been in. I've learned so much.
Yeah.
You know, and I've been a big sponge in taking in so much. So from an emotional perspective, I feel it on all four sides, not just one side, because this is the side I'm residing in right now. I am more compassionate because I can listen.
Okay.
You know, you have 2 ears to listen, one mouth to talk. You know what I'm saying? Double listen.
Yeah.
Double take it in.
Yeah.
You know, and that to me is one of my superpowers.
Okay. So who would be your target, you know, audience or your target client, your ideal client?
I don't really have an ideal client. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm so creative. Whatever you come to the table with, I'm going to maximize that. I'm going to make it even more grander than what you see.
That's scary to me because, you know, I think that someone with your skill set and your pedigree, when random people just walk up and want to work with you, I think it's valuable to be able to tell some people, no, I'm not your person. You might need to go see this person. How you feel about that?
So, like I said, I have a team.
Okay.
Right? So it's not just me. You know, you and I can sit down and have what I call a diag, okay? Kind of like, you know, your coach, right? So you understand, we kind of sit down and take notes as to what you want and what you don't want, or what you see and what you don't see, or what you would like to be. And then I'll review all of that. And I'll come back to it and either meet you where you are or expand your thought in it. And then I'll put you in the position to, if you want to go that way, I'll put you in that position to win. And it may be me on one level, it may be a partner of mine, it may be someone else in my alliance or in my, you know, in my database to connect you with. But, you know, I feel like everybody has something.
Yeah.
And because I am connected to so many resources, you know, I don't like to sleep on money. You know, I don't like to sleep on opportunity. You know, I have seen some people that I've met 30, 40 years ago just in passing. And now today I'm looking at them in their life and I'm like, wow, we had that conversation and they really did what they said they were going to do. Or, you know, they may have resurfaced again in my life. I'm like, remember when you told me this? Or remember, you know, free advice or, you know, conversations or whatever. You know, people used to hone that in, you know, like, you know, don't give away all the goods. don't do this, don't do that, you know. And I started to, at one point in life, I was like, it's not even mine to give.
And
you know what I'm
if
saying?
you coaching, look, you got to always be coaching.
Right,
like, you got to always be coaching. It's never going to be a situation where if you're a real coach, you're literally coaching all the time, even if from producing events. You're producing for mom, for cousins, for everything. They're going to keep calling you. You're the expert, you know, in this space. That's why I started giving away stuff for free, not just the information. I like my book. If you want a PDF, you can go on my website right now. Shameless plug. Just put your email in there. You'll get the book. You know, you'll get one of the books anyway. And hey, if you're going to do all the stuff to read, I found that 85% of the people they just want you to do it for them.
Right.
And I tell them, do you want coaching or you want consulting?
There's a big difference.
And they don't know that it's a difference.
There's a very big difference in coaching and consulting.
Exactly. And so also when it comes to a point where my finance, I need to make a certain amount of money, I'll tell them, hey, just take this book. You know, the book, this training manual costs $40. You can have that because you don't want to spend $4,000 right now. Right. Now later when you want to double back and spend $4,000, we can have a conversation.
Absolutely.
But hey, if you want to do everything that's in the book, please, by all means, take $40. Somebody you might get blessed with it. But we can't waste that type of time and seeing the type of work that you do and a client base that some of the people you work with, I'm sure it's not those type of conversations because when you're doing a major conference, you said a Cox Center. That's not playing games. You got something at the Cox Center.
What our passion is, definitely one of my passions is you know, how do you scale?
Yeah.
You know, what does that look like long term? You know, maybe it is a T-shirt line, but you know, what's your end goal? Where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years? How can we grow that to where it's more sustainable? And so that you're hiring more people. You know,
exactly.
Solopreneurs. So.
When it's something that you create that people actually need, not just want.
Yeah.
You know,
I want. You know, we were just talking about this. How for me, my goal is to always have businesses where people they don't even think about needing you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
that's what Walmart is. You know, you just go keep these people just go there.
Yeah. The quiet businesses, the
boring businesses.
The quiet businesses that you don't even think about needing.
You know what's sad about that though? Because now people are talking about the boring businesses so much on social media or quiet wealth. They're gonna make it a whole lot less quiet because I think we kind of like pimp things out too much.
Yeah.
You know, and I always say that us in our community. We get something and we got to feel like we got to tell everybody like, oh, well, I did this and I did that. And it's just like, you see our counterparts, they're just working.
Yeah.
They're just moving.
Just being diligent.
And you know, they were here and 10 years later, you see they're someplace else and they're further ahead. We always got to sound the alarm. You know?
I think what's important for nonprofit founders and board members who have a fiduciary responsibility to make sure that their nonprofits continue to thrive is that in our personal finances, we talk about multiple streams of income, right? People are very familiar with that concept.
Yeah,
hello, nonprofits. You need to be operating on multiple streams of income. And that is something that the YMCA does and has done very well. Yeah. They get grants, they do fundraising, they charge for some classes, right? Yeah, your kids are gonna go there and learn how to swim. You're gonna pay that registration fee for the gym membership and work it out. You're gonna go there and play in the basketball tournaments, like you said. And so that organization and entity is able to continue to grow because they have multiple streams of income. Grants cannot be your nonprofit's only source of income. And I'm saying that as a grant professional.
No, hey, listen, but it all helps though. It all helps. Knowing what I know about nonprofit, it still helps because the more you're doing, it makes it easier for you to get the bigger grants.
Absolutely, because a lot of grants ask for matching funds. And that's what some people don't realize is that, sure, I can write for this $100,000 grant, this $200,000 grant, but guess what? This grant has a 50% match. And what that means is that, okay, divide that by half. Whatever you're asking for from that grant, they want you to have half in the bank. And so your budget, you're thinking you're applying for this $100,000 grant. That's fine when you get the $100,000 grant, but your budget for that project is really $150,000 because they want you to come with a 50% match, 50 grand that you have in the bank that you can account for and not say it's on its way, but that you have that money already in the bank. So it's $150,000 project, not $100,000 project.
That's game. And then also, y'all stop talking about these buzzwords and buzz phrases like the 7 and 6 and multiple streams of income, because then y'all think that y'all got to have 7 different businesses.
No, no.
7 make your company, nonprofit, whatever, earn 7 different ways or multiple different ways. Yes. Not sitting there trying to create 7 different things and driving yourself crazy. Stop it. We got to stop using these buzzwords and phrases. Mad Red Books. So when you come into the store, what can somebody expect? Is this a place where they can hang out? Is it just transactional? What can they expect when they go in there?
We encourage browsing. We want people to hang out and chill. We've got nice local art to take a look at.
Okay.
You know, we want people to hang out and spend some time in the store. We got guest Wi-Fi so they can post up and do what they need to do on their phone if they want to. But we always say, just grab a book, sit down and read. If you don't buy it, you don't buy it. It doesn't matter to us. You're reading.
Yeah, got seating. You already said that. Sit down. What about coffee? Everybody likes coffee.
No coffee yet. Yeah. We have a Einstein Bagels 2 doors down.
Okay.
So, we.
Hey, that's hey. Listen, referring them right there. That's the referral service.
Mm-hmm. All day long, man.
So what? So you're going to bring coffee down the line?
Yep.
Some snacks, things of that nature.
We have some snacks. We have game nights.
Okay.
Our game nights are mainly for adults. You
okay.
know? I'm trying to get that off the ground a little bit more with some cocktails.
Okay.
Some snacks, a little bit more fun. Mellow environments. And because we're constrained by the space that we have at the moment, trying to see how much more I could do within the small space that we have. Yeah.
What about live reads for local authors?
That is something we're definitely looking into getting up and running. We currently have author signings that last Saturday of every single month. And then we're throwing in some special events right now too. So we have a author coming by in October to do a signing on her book.
Okay. Please listen. Let everybody give them some type of word of encouragement before we close out about the book space, about what it is that you do and how they can benefit.
Yep. Like you touched on, man, the more you read, the more you know, and the more that you can take in through any sort of book, the better you're going to be. And there's a book out there for anybody. I don't care who you are or what you may like. There's so much literature out there that you can find something that you like to read. And it's going to help you tremendously.
One other thing I want you to talk to them about, because I was just actually telling my team, and we got that set up, but you mentioned your CRM. So for people that don't know what a CRM, break it down for them.
A CRM is customer relations management. So it's doing automations with your social media. It's integrated in a way to where you probably seen it where if you comment ebook, you can get an automated message of the person's ebook. So that helps because if you are delegating hundreds of clients, I don't have the time to reply to everybody.
Exactly.
We got people asking for location. Where are you located? You should have an automated message that will automatically send them the location to your establishment.
This is 2025, y'all. Listen, this is 2025. We can't do business in the Stone Ages no more.
For real. Something like a CRM is what really takes your entrepreneurship into a full business. Having systems. People think systems are just having a level of, people think wealth is about having a certain level of money, when really it's about the systems behind your money.
And the knowledge too, not dormant knowledge that you're using, go to my website, as soon as you go in, if you've never been on my website, it's going to automatically pop up where you can go ahead and give me your email address and my book will come to you immediately, amongst other things that I got set up. So that's what that is. You can get stuff like Constant Contact, some other type of things that you can go, but spend the money. You got like 18 subscriptions, Hulu, Netflix. Some of this stuff might cost you, and I got them all, but I got that too. So you need to, spend that bread so that can work, and it makes you look better. You know what I'm saying? Also, you want a big time client. They don't want to give you something to make it like, look, my money making you get to this point. No, you want to say, hey, I'm on this level to be able to take you in and be able to handle your stuff with care, because I already know how to handle my own stuff. Like, you don't want to eat at nobody's house who look nasty, right?
No.
That's what I'm saying. So if your house is taken care of, people will be okay with you, taking care of them in your house or their house. So I wanted her to go ahead and go into that because, hey, she's preaching right now, and when you don't get in front of the preacher, you just go ahead and drop a couple dollars.
Like, I tried, that's enough.
You got to go ahead. You got to go tip.
It's about applying.
I volunteered almost 30 hours a week at our local police department because I wanted to pair that in conjunction with what I was learning to make it applicable in real life. And so I had my little squad, I had a car, I had my partner, my uniform, and we did essentially anything that a unsworn officer could do. And there were some kind of harrowing times, but I loved it because I could utilize that with what I was learning, and I could ask questions to the people already in the field. volunteering is so incredibly important.
This is a master class, you guys. This is a master class. I'm telling you, because I tell people this all the time, especially in business. I'm saying, if you want to learn something, like if I'm trying to start a restaurant and you have a restaurant, and I tell you that the percentage is going to go way down if you're going to help me. But if I volunteered at your restaurant, you'll give me all the knowledge. Yes. If I work for you, you'll give me all the knowledge. Yes. That's just the cheat code. Right. Go and volunteer. Go and work for somebody. Go do something like that. Go serve. Right. And you get so much more further by doing so. Right. And nobody believes that.
It's so important because you don't know how that's going to catapult you. And it could lead to internships, a job, or who knows down the road. Relationships
is currency, and that's a big currency that nobody puts enough stock into. Right. Relationships, if you knowing the chief of police because you've been there for 5 years, volunteering, and at first they might say, oh, that's just a volunteer. But after 5 years, like, oh, we love him, we love her. They know the kids and everything like that. People are going to move for you a whole lot different, than if you just sitting there acting like, oh, I don't have to do anything. Right. You need to be, something adding value to your community and where you are. And then using that as a weapon to grow in your career is definitely a cheat code. I truly believe that.
When I think about that about 10 years ago, I said, God, you opened up doors that I did not think I deserved. Yeah. And so in that moment, it was because of the impact that you're going to make. Yeah. And so I was like, wow.
I love it.
My calling is to serve and to impact my community. So when I think about the impact, I think about what God called me to do.
Yeah. When I came up with that topic in that chapter, it was I think people were doing a lot to impress people instead of impacting people. Yes. And so I'm glad that we're kindred spirits on that. No, I mean, seriously, because I just watch so much people are not doing stuff authentically. They're doing it to see who's going to respond. Right. As opposed to doing it because it's just who they are, and that's just what they authentically bring to to the world, to the marketplace, and even in business, we're not doing that. Right. It's not. It's like it looked like she made a bunch of money doing real estate, so let me do it. Right. You know what I mean? This person looked like they did this, so I can do it. Oh, if he can do it, I know I can do it. Right. You know what I mean? And instead of like, how can I do something to impact somebody? Because the money follows that. It does. The success follows all that. Like, absolutely. How are you impacting somebody? So I definitely wanted to touch on that.
$40,000-$50,000 for a free agent minor league contract. If it's a veteran, some guys will make $3,000 a month. It just depends. It's really a case by case basis on the player. Now, this is great. The lower minors, it's not as much. There's a perception people think all the AAA players are rich, and that's not the case.
No, but this is great education because, again, how many people walk around without this information? And you got generations of individuals, as you said, these parents who are telling their kids that. And their kids might miss the mark, and they still go tell their children, oh, you got to, and they are putting up more than what a minor league salary costs to get them through, little league and whatever else, and traveling to this place and doing all this other stuff, trying to get them there. Not even knowing that maybe they can work in the front office and have better money. Maybe they can do something else. Maybe they can go overseas. I don't know. But at the end of the day, we definitely need to have this education and get behind the veil of not just professional baseball, but professional sports, period. Because it's a group of kids and parents that are like, they have a misconception that if I could just get them here, everything will be fine.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's a lot of stage mothers and stage fathers out there. I've seen it firsthand when I used to watch my godson play Little League. But, you can excel in Little League and then really you get in high school. First things first, if you're really good, like female, really good in volleyball, you get a college scholarship to play at University of Florida. So you have a free education. Now it's totally different now with the NIL. They can actually make money in college now. Yeah. But then, there's professional volleyball now, Major League Volleyball, or you can play overseas, like you said, even with women's basketball. And then in the baseball department, either if you're really good in high school, you can either choose, if you get drafted, you can turn down a draft, play college baseball, or get drafted out of high school, or go to college and get drafted out of college. So it's all a hit and miss. It really is. with your health as far as an athlete too. But again, you have to. It starts with the parents. You got to understand that you have to have something to fall back on.
Yeah, definitely.
I hated the thought of it. All I saw was people look like us begging. Honestly, that's all I saw. People were starting a nonprofit because they felt like people were going to give them money. And they didn't know that you actually still had to run it like a company. Had to structure it. You actually had to solve a problem. Have something like, what do you actually do before somebody gives you money? People say, oh, nobody would never support me, things of that nature. But what you just said, the business structure, how to put yourself at another level. We can't skip steps. And what do you say to people who feel like they think they can skip a step to get to this level of success? You've got to go. Success leaves clues.
Yeah, I think it's really about, I think a mistake we make, and I made this mistake early on too, but I've learned, is that we are passionate about what we're passionate about. But we're not in business for ourselves, right? So I can be as passionate about primary care as I want to be, but most people want to be snatched. So, okay, let me create a medical weight loss program. And it's going to help the primary care because getting you to a healthier weight is going to help decrease your cholesterol, decrease your diabetes, decrease your high blood pressure, but you care about being snatched. Okay, well, let me come alongside you because I care about that too, but because it's going to benefit the primary care. So if I primary care you to death, it's going in one ear and out the other. But if I tell you, let's get you snatched, sis, then you're turning to me, and then we fix both at the same time, but based on what you care about, right? And so I can say, get your mammogram, get your mammogram, get your mammogram, but then the moment I say, hey, let's go play pickleball and come in pink, then it's like, okay, you have to meet people where they are to solve the problem they need.
Let me tell you something. Y'all just got a business masterclass right here in about 5 minutes because we keep making businesses about what we want, not the problem that needs to be solved. And that's business 101. You know, supply and demand. What is the demand? What do people need? You know, and people need this primary care, but they don't want it that way. I tell my brothers, I tell my brothers and sisters that's in the insurance business. People don't want to buy insurance. You stop telling them that they want to benefit when they die. They don't want to hear that. That's all they say. You get $1 million when you die. Look, I want $1 million now. I don't want it when I die. But tell them how they can use it and structure it where they can invest off of it and this, that, and the third, all this other stuff. Then they'll be like, oh, okay, cool. I can have living benefits. Not just when I'm dying. I don't even like my wife. I've been with her. We barely got together. I'm going to leave her $1 million. She be with the next dude. No, like you have to find a way to switch it up. But they get programmed in these sales pitches, you know, and like I said, the training, and they just keep giving it to them the same way. Like, obviously it's not working. You know, let's fix it. And I think I call it the lottery ticket syndrome. You see one person hit the number, it makes 1 million people play. So one person knocked it out the park doing it this wrong way, it's going to make 1 million people keep doing it the wrong way. You know, so
locked in on the grind to where I didn't even care that I was alone. And when I look back now, it was about a good year when I went celibate and sober in the beginning. I look back, I was like, man, I really took back my power. I value myself at a higher level of who I want around me, who I let around me, and it helped me find myself.
Hold up. You took it to a whole nother level. You dropped one thing that's okay. You went double trouble. You went celibate and sober at the same, same damn time, at the same damn time. How did you pull that off? First of all, much respect to you for that. How did you pull that off?
So back to when I started my business, I was like, I need to be 100% laser sharp because I left the group fitness gym. I'm all solo now. Nobody's cutting me a check. I have to earn it and get it, keep these clients. In order to do that, I got to be focused. I got to work long. I got to be sleep. I can't be chasing women and liquor because through my past experiences,
they go together.
Exactly. But I was using women in a way to help validate myself as a man. Because I wasn't getting that as a kid. I didn't get that from my father. And I had to be real with myself. I'm like, after it's all said and done, we hook up, whatever, then what? It's nothing. It's just a feeling. So I was like, let me lock in. No women. My curfew is 6 p.m. I don't drink. So that made it easier for women who want to hang out. Let's go get a drink. I'm like, nah, dude, I'm locked in. I got to go to bed. I don't drink. So after about 7-8 months of that, I started to realize and take back my power.
Yeah.
I wasn't controlled by the idea of chasing a woman or trying to get some that night or anything.
Yeah, because we do some stupid stuff.
Oh, yeah.
For these women. Let me tell you something. I remember me and my wife was talking about that just like years ago, just talking about some of the dumb stuff that we were taught to do chasing women. And so you have stories of, I know me, with my cousin, we locked in the closet, literally R. Kelly locked his people in the closet for 3 hours. You know, because family members, you in the wrong neighborhood, got to get chased out of the neighborhood because you going to the projects because you trying to get this girl, you know you weren't supposed to be over there. So yeah, that's really taking your power back. And we definitely got to talk to our young brothers about that.